Hey guys, it's Polish Peter here with Immigrant Masters Unite, and I have a little video for you that I want to record quickly here that will get you hopefully start pondering a little bit and thinking and questioning some of the things that is going on in your life as far as why are we living our full potential? Why are we making actions? Why are we going after things, right? And a lot of times it's because of fear, right? Now, question, did you know that we are born with only two fears? Only two fears. And the first fear is fear of falling, and the second fear is fear of loud noises. If you really think about when the baby comes out and is born, it doesn't really have any cognitive, brain. Well, has a brain, but it doesn't have the understanding that humans have. Like, all that stuff is learned. However, intuitively, when the baby is born and starts, living here, one fear is fear of falling and the other one's fear of loud noises. And that's why they cry and all that kind of stuff. That's how they let us know. So what about all those other fears? What about the fear of not being liked, fear of being rejected, fear of not being enough, fear of, jumping out of the plane or whatever the case may be, fear of snakes, fear of anything, right, in life. Fear of not being accepted, not being part of something, fear of success, fear of failure, all those kinds of stuff. All those fears are learned. At some point in life, we've learned those fears. How do we learn those fears? Well, we learn those fears through circumstances, through the teachers, through our own experiences, through our families, our mom and dad, and siblings and the society and all that kind of stuff, right? Because think about it this way. At some point in life, you were completely free. You had no fears, really. Think about it. When you're little kids, when we are running around and doing things when we're little kids, we just don't care, right? Think about it this way. If you were afraid of different things, you probably wouldn't be walking right now. You probably wouldn't be doing a lot of things that you're doing right now because you get stopped. But at some point, somebody tells you that you shouldn't do this. Or they say something to you, right? Or you raise your hand in school and did the wrong answer and the teacher or the class laughed. And now you decided, I'm never going to do this again, right? Or I'm never going to say this again, or whatever it might be. And it ends up being that it creates this fear for you, right? Fear of rejection. So what I want you guys to start thinking about, and the reason why I want to share this video with you, is that all those fears that we have are something that we've learned. And if it's something that we've learned, that also means that it's something that we can unlearn, right? Because at one point you had no idea that there was this fear, and then something happens and now that fear got created, right? So if that's the case, could we not do the opposite of that? Could we not unlearn that fear? Not so much maybe unlearn it, but step through it, because it's something that you've learned, that you've acquired over the years, and it's not real, right? Fear, a lot of times the way I look at it is appearing real, right? False evidence appearing real. And a lot of times that is something that is actually false. It's not something that's real, and then ends up stopping us from doing things, right? Fear of speaking on stage, fear of whatever it might be. So the next time you have that fear come up in your head, whatever it might be, remember that it's something that you've learned, that it's not real, that it's something that you can actually say, thank you for mentioning that to me, my little brain, my little voice in my head, right? Because that's where that fear is coming from a lot of times, right? The little voice in your head that keeps talking in there. Thank you for mentioning. So what? I'll take the next step, right? So you can acknowledge it, but you don't have to agree with that voice, with that fear that's actually telling you that, right? So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, because I see this happen all the time with all of my students and in mastermind when we have these mastermind calls. I'm afraid to make a phone call. I'm afraid to do this or that, right? Well, guess what? All those fears are something that you've learned over lifetime. And now you can actually unlearn it. You can learn something new. People who are making things happen in life They might have a fear, but they do this in spite of it because they recognize it's something that they've learned and it's something that they can literally step through because it's false evidence. It's not actually real. Okay? So hopefully this video was helpful, guys. And if you have any questions or comments, put them down below in this video. I would love to see your comments. And if you have any ideas for another Facebook Live that I can shoot, I would love to do that and share more tips like that with you. So thank you, and I will see you guys on the next video. All right? Polish Peter out.